Hey guys, um, so this is my first YouTube video. Well, personal channel. Anyway, I have like a teacher one that I use for school, but yeah, it's my first one personal, and I'm actually nervous. I didn't think I'd be nervous. I'm actually nervous. Um, yes, I have a lot to talk about, but I'm not going to do it all in one video. There's a lot I want to kind of bring up for my channel, because it does have a purpose. It's not just like, hey, I'm going to talk about myself. But I want to do that kind of separately in different videos, but I wanted to start just like first by having like an introductory video to introduce myself. So I should probably do that. So hi, my name is Stevie Collins. My sign name is this. You'll notice that I'm signing and speaking at the same time. That's called PSE, known as like Pigeon Signed English. It's basically you using American Sign Language signs and some expressions in English word order, which is a different structure, a different syntax, a different grammar than ASL. So this is not straight ASL, just FYI. I'm doing that for kind of two reasons. One, I want to have more like accessibility for my deaf and hard of hearing friends and family, and also for anyone who wants to watch who might be deaf or hard of hearing, because I know captions tend to suck or tend to not really be the best way to get access. So I wanted to kind of sign and talk at the same time, especially because I'm a very busy person. You'll learn that as we go through this, but I'm not going to be able to add captions to everything myself, and I don't want to use like automated ones because I don't think that they're good. So I'm going to sign and talk at the same time instead. So I apologize for all my deaf and hard of hearing people, because it is tough to do because it's two languages that you're outputting at the same time. So sometimes I'm off. So sorry if I'm off. Give me some credit. My brain already kind of struggles as it is to just focus and function every day. You'll learn that too. But trying to do the two languages at the same time is tough. If later I feel like I need to change to captioning, I will. But for right now, I prefer this. Also, I'm more comfortable signing just in general than speaking in English, which is strange because I grew up hearing and I grew up not really signing. I could fingerspell. I knew like 10 signs, but I didn't start learning sign language until I was 18. And now I've been an interpreter for a long time. And I've been teaching. I'm a teacher now for 8 years. 8 years, I think. So, yeah. Anyway, my name is Stevie. I am 36. I will be 37 soon. I've been interpreting since I was about 19, 20-ish. So, you know, math. I don't teach math. I teach American Sign Language, ASL, to high school students. Right now, doing that all online because of COVID-19 and the coronavirus. So it's a little hectic at the moment. I'm hard of hearing. I don't have my hearing aids on today because I just sent them in to get repaired. I'm supposed to get them back, I think, this Friday. Yeah, I went last week. So yeah, this Friday, I think I'm supposed to get them back this Friday, which is good. I can hear without them, but it's not clear, and I have a lot of struggle with higher tones and with like younger voices. So my students and my kids especially, which I'll talk about them too, are really tough for me to hear. So I use those kind of just to improve my hearing for that. yeah, obviously I can sign. Not well when you're simcomming, which is what that's called, to sign and talk at the same time. Um, and I might do some videos that are all in ASL, especially if it's really emotional, or I might do both. Because signing and speaking at the same time for some things that I want to talk about are going to be really difficult for me, because talking about them in general and expressing how I feel about them in general is going to be really tough for me. So I'll have to kind of figure that out as I go and decide as I go what I want to do. But either way, there will be full access for either, whether you are hard of hearing or deaf, or if you're hearing and I sign and you don't understand sign language, I'll caption it or voice over it later or whatever I need to do. I'll make sure there's accessibility for both. That's my goal in this whole channel, is accessibility for everyone and openness. And the best that I can do just to share my experiences. So anyway, the point of my channel is to express how I've dealt with things in my life, from growing up to now, to just recently the last few years. The last 10 years especially have been really tough for me, just in life in general. So I'm wanting to kind of share that, because it took me a long time to realize that I wasn't by myself for a lot of things. I always felt really alone, really like isolated, that I didn't have the support system that I needed. Even though I had family, I had friends, I felt like I didn't have a support system in the way of people who had experienced the same things. And I had gone to therapy, and I didn't really do any group therapy much. And I feel like that would have really helped me out a lot too, and I might still do that, even though I have therapy right now. But I felt like I didn't really have the exact mesh of people that I needed for the support system. So it took me a long time to learn how to open up, because it kind of shut the door for me. I really just didn't express myself enough. And a lot of that was fear. A lot of that was feeling like I wasn't good enough, feeling kind of deflated and insecure, and it was just a really negative time. And so now that I'm kind of getting better, I'm not 100%, but that's okay. I don't have to be 100%. But I'm getting better at expressing myself. I wanted to really do it, like a go big or go home kind of thing. I felt like, just as a mom, I wanted to show other moms and have other moms, and bring together other moms in all of these things, to show that you're not alone. I'm not alone. We're all in this together, especially right now when things are just crazy. It's important to share. So I've been waiting kind of for the right moment for myself to start this channel. I wanted to start it, or I've been discussing it for about a year now with my friends and family, with other people on here who have YouTube channels, other moms, etc. So I really kind of decided now was a good time, because I felt like if we can't be together now, if I can't really express myself now when things are kind of at their worst in the world, then what's the point? And my point is to help other people. Like, I want to help myself, but my goal is to help other people, especially moms, and especially people who've experienced what I've experienced in my life. So I'm going to talk about a lot of things. I'm going to talk about anxiety. I'm going to talk about depression. I'm going to talk about being a mom. I'm going to talk about single moms, which is me. I'm going to talk about adopting kids and fostering kids. That's me. I have two daughters. They're 3 and 5. They're almost 4 and 6. And both of them are adopted. So I'm going to talk about that. I'm going to talk about kind of just struggling as a single mom. I'm going to talk about struggling with dating, struggling with being divorced. I've been divorced before. This was before I had kids, but kind of struggling with kind of the aftermath of that. I'm going to talk about cancer and my experience with that. I'm going to talk about just mental health a lot in general, because that is something that I struggle with every day. And it's really important because even though it's less kind of taboo than it was before many years ago, it's still really looked down upon in a negative way. And I kind of want to get rid of that stigma and just throw it out and help people feel more accepted for their mental health, and that they don't have to be perfect. It don't have to be 100% all the time. Um, and I'm going to talk about that too, about that feeling of having to kind of be perfectionist, of having to do for others all the time because you have to, or because you feel like you need to, or you feel like you would be like letting them down if you didn't. And that's a lot of feelings that I have. So, and I know that's very common too. So I want to talk about that. I want to talk about losing my hearing. Because I did grow up hearing, even though I was involved in the deaf world a long time before my hearing got worse and needed amplification. And I decided to add it because I am hearing, and I grew up in a hearing world, and I live in a hearing world, and I'm not negative against people who have hearing aids or cochlear implants or decide not to. It's up to you. It is your choice, your decision. I have my opinions of those, and I will give those in a video sometime later. But I'm really more. I'm fed up with all the shaming, like all of the that is not. That's the same for sorry. Sorry. Family channel. I I'm tired of all of the like negativity and stereotyping and the just like putting blame on people and just all of it. Like the shaming is what I was trying to think of, but I couldn't think of the sign. But I'm fed up with that. You can have your opinions on things. I have strong opinions on a lot of stuff, and I'll share them with you. But they're opinions, and they're not a guideline for life or something that you all need to do or that I need to do, or even my people close to me, family, friends need to follow. No, everyone is their own person. They decide for themselves, um, and I can agree with that or disagree with that however I want. That's fair, but I need to treat people fairly. Everyone needs to treat people fairly, regardless of their opinions. So I'll talk about all that. I'll talk about what it's like to parent during this crazy time. I'll talk about what it's like being a teacher, because I'm a teacher. So I'm teaching at home, and then I'm also teaching my kids themselves because they're in school. So chaos is a really good explanation for my life right now. But that really told me that it was more important than ever to start this channel so I can share with you guys everything and show everything. So yeah, I'm gonna do that. So over the next few days, I'm gonna start putting up vlogs of experiences that I've had, and vlogs of how I'm dealing with different things, because this is called a mom coping for a reason, because sometimes you can't just accept everything. Sometimes you can't just get over it or put up with something. Sometimes all you can do is cope, and that is okay. If all you're doing sometimes is coping, accept that. That's not a negative thing. It's not a bad thing. Sometimes it's what you can do. And sometimes coping is the best thing that you can do for something. And that's good. So, I don't know what I'm going to start with. I have no idea. I think I want to upload a video that I made talking about getting my first hearing aid. I have two now, but this is when I first got one earlier this year. I haven't had them a long time, so I want to show that video because it's already made. um, yeah, and I'm not always together. You're gonna find that out. I don't always have it together. Then I want to kind of just talk about who I am and show you who I am, and also show you later on I'll have videos of things that are affecting that. So my kids and going to school, and I mean working at a school. Well, not going to school right now because they're closed, but you know, working at a high school, going to therapy, all the doctor's visits I have to do, all that stuff. I want to really kind of just show you and talk to you about it, because I feel like the more I can share, the better I can help, and the more connections I can make, because there's a lot. Also talk about, I think I didn't say this, being a mom, not just to adopted kids, but trying to have biological kids. I'll talk about miscarriage. I'll talk about trying to do what you think is right for them. I'll talk about having a kid with special needs. My 5-year-old has special needs. I'll talk about that. So it's really, there's just a lot that I feel like a lot of you relate with, and so it's important for me to connect with you as much as you connect with me. So I'm hoping that you'll enjoy my channel. All of my videos tend to be longer than I wanted. Like this is 17 minutes and I was like shooting for 10 because I ramble. You'll find that out too. But anyway, so that's all for now. I'm happy to kind of pseudo meet you. Introduce yourself in the comments, please. Go ahead and feel free to share this channel with people you think might connect with it too. Go ahead, like, subscribe, and I hope you enjoy. Thanks for watching.